We've got a possible Chernobyl 25 miles from the city.
Okay, I want some underlying sexual tension.
I mean, sex. We don't need sex. We've got a nuclear disaster.
I'm going for a little production value, okay? I'm trying to build a story here.
Well, if I don't know the story, I can't understand the motivation of the character.
Well, just play Jane Fonda from the China Syndrome.
Do I have the China Syndrome part?
I can't decide.
They're all threatening to walk unless we commit to something.
Look, I've got a busy law practice downtown, all right? So, like, am I on the air or not?
I know you're connected to Greenpeace, but you don't have to be that earnest.
George, she's not an actor.
Life is theater, and theater of the absurd is a meltdown. 20 miles from the biggest population in the country.
I smell pot. Have you been smoking a joint?
No.
This has nothing to do with dramatizing the news. This is all about you.
You can't deal with the horror of this, so you are burying your head in the sands of overproduction.
You must first have faith. Only then can you take this monstrous event and your role in it seriously.
The Saskatchewan Farmer, The Mercy Killing, it's a wonderful made-for-TV movie. I mean, it's that wonderful paradox of tragedy and humanity, and giving your life to take another. I love the concept.
The guy that kills his disabled daughter.
Yeah. It's a terrific story. We love the script. The guy got 10 years for his first trial, but we're waiting for the appeal before we do the rewrite. It's a perfect concept.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
How many black men have been killed by Toronto cops? This is a fantastic story. We were going to develop the script with Danny Laferriere, the black writer from Montreal, the guy who wrote How to Make Love to a Negro, but we couldn't get him. So we're looking at the writer who did The $1 Million Babies, about the Dion quintuplets, or a Regina kid living in LA who's writing on home improvement but might want to do something important.
I think the Regina Kid's a terrific idea because the farmer's from Saskatchewan, right?
What farmer?
The Mercy Killing, the one that kills his daughter.
This is cops killing blacks.
Oh, you're right. That's a great idea, really, and I think it's long overdue. Oh.
What the hell are you doing down here with that nuclear plant about to blow?
Don't worry, the story's under control.
There are some newspaper people behind us who want to talk to you. They're Europeans on a tour of North American news agencies. I don't want the nuclear incident mentioned until we know exactly what we have going on out there. I just hope you're getting the story.
Do you think the monstrous horrors we see on TV news serve a basic need of the audience to experience human suffering from a safe distance?
Perhaps.
And do you think that the producers are, as the link in the chain between horror and viewer, also responsible for the crimes? That on one level, the crime is committed for the audience, and as a guilty party, the producers will someday be punished?
Punished by whom?
By God.
Oh, I don't believe in the existence of God.
What you believe has nothing to do with his existence. Only self-centered fools answer philosophical questions in terms of themselves.
Stefan Kroll, I'm with the Deutschland Allgemeine. Can you imagine a story so horrible that you could not have the stomach to broadcast it?
Goldie Hawn expanding her Muskoka cottage.
Pensez-vous l'anticipation que cause votre mortalité influence la façon dont vous abordez vos topos?
I'm sorry, I don't speak French.
I work in film archives.
Oh, yes.
But I think you know my mother. You had an affair with her when you were young? Suzanne Davis.
The Suzanne Davis who claimed to be the Suzanne from the Leonard Cohen song. Suzanne takes you down to a place by the river. Oh, my God.
Hi, George.
Oh, my God. It's you. You're her daughter.
This is my perfect daughter.
Remember that apartment on Esplanade, that big place?
Yes, I do. That's right.
We stayed in the bedroom for 3 straight days, ordered in pizza, smoked dope, and had sex. The police raided the place because they thought that we were harboring FLQ terrorists.
That's right.
What are you doing now?
I work for TV Guide.
Really?
Yeah, I just went to LA for them. The 4 major networks have about 39 new half-hour comedies for the next season. And they're really, really smart, and they're really funny, and...
I have to run.
Okay.
Shafiq!
George, hey, you're still in the news game, I see.
It's a living. What are you doing here? I thought you quit.
I did. I'm only here because my second wife's family is connected to this huge telephone company. They might be carrying all public broadcasting when fiber optic cable comes in. There she is. Isn't she gorgeous? She was my assistant on that Mount Everest documentary 2 years ago. We had an affair in Nepal. I know, she's 25 years younger than me, but something clicked.
She is heir to about $50 million and has multiple orgasms.
You know, when we first met, I told her she could be a film star. And she said she can't act. And I said, well, you don't have to act. All you have to do is play your natural supercilious self. And she said, well, that doesn't sound too hard, whatever supercilious means. Whatever supercilious means. You know what went through my head? She's gorgeous, she's rich, but she's not too bright.
I hit gold.
Is that a terrible impulse? I was only being honest with myself. I find sex with stupid women fantastic.
I'm a pig, but I'm a happy pig.
I'm bragging, but I haven't felt this good in years. You know, our family owns this massive farm north of the city with horses and a private lake where we go and spend every weekend. She's also inherited this Paris apartment from an ancient aunt. I left my wife and kids for her. Do you think that was wrong? I mean, I'm not getting any younger. Should I feel guilty? You only live once. I mean, this is the age of the massive heart attack. I don't know. It's all too scary to think about.
I mean, not only is health a minefield,
the whole layer of civility seems to be getting as thin as the ozone. The other day, we were driving back from the farm, and this guy cuts us off on Highway 403. So I leaned on the horn, and he gives me the finger and screams, "Die, f***." You know what I did? I had the license plates on my car changed immediately, and I had all records of the old plate wiped off the computer. Am I crazy? I don't know. I think there's something going on with this world. That's why I like the relative security of a family horse farm. And Paris. Paris, it's so f***ing civilized. I mean, the whole idea behind Paris is civility. In '68, when the workers and students rioted, it was for an idea that was basically humanizing.
Mais c'est quoi cette histoire avec les Américains? Mais pourquoi avec les Américains? Oublie les Américains. Mais c'est des connards. Ils font tout pour le pognon, le fric. C'est tout ce qui les intéresse, les Américains. Vous me regardiez, je crois.
Oh. Sorry, I thought I recognized the man that you were with.
C'est Jean-Luc Godard.
Oh, Paris is perfect.
L'histoire de l'humanité raconte le combat entre la culture et le fascisme, entre l'humanité et la bestialité.
Now all we have are thugs. Thugs in the government, thugs in the streets. Without thugs there can be no fascism. I remember reading that somewhere when I used to give a f*** about this world.
she has these orgasms. They don't stop.
I'm not going to run around feeling guilty when the whole world's about to blow up. Good seeing you again, George. Hey, I didn't let you get a word in.
Don't worry about it. Look, very good, Charlie. Very good.
Who knows what can happen to us?
This is Dr. Naylor. This is George, our news director.
When I worked for nuclear energy in November 1990, yes, all the moderator room pumps were found seized in Pickering Unit 4. This situation effectively disabled the emergency core cooling system for that reactor for the previous 11 months.
George, we've been waiting for you. Carol has to be back on set on the Van Damme film. She has no idea what you want her to do yet.
The Fonda character, the anchor woman.
You keep saying that, but there's no script.
When does she get a script?
Very soon.
Had an accident occurred in that time, the pumps would have been unable to perform their function of recycling the water to the ECCS to prevent the fuel from melting.
The China syndrome.
The China syndrome?
Potentially.
Do me a favor. Just make sure to use the expression, the China syndrome, on the air.
Oh, we're not there yet. And I don't think, in all fairness, we should use it now.
Get him a copy of the picture, would you? Excuse me, Heather Campbell.
Hello, George.
Still recognize me after what, 15 years? Oh, that's a power failure.
That's what's been going on for an hour.
You know, I meant to call.
George, you see me here all the time. You just turn away and deny that I exist.
Is it because I remind you of how old you are?
No, not at all.
You know, it was only for the sex. But mostly to satisfy you. But that's okay.
I just meant to say hello.
Oh, I'm sure you felt some guilt about never calling again. Personal relations are like houseplants to men like you. First you enjoy them, but then very quickly watering becomes a chore. And every time you pass one, there's a slight twinge of guilt at how much the plant has wilted, but denial gets you past the guilt. But now what is it? You look tired, defeated.
I've been working hard.
Is it the fear of your own mortality?
Weakness and self-obsessiveness are a walk in the park compared to mortality. They're the easy little demons. Cute little cocktail party demons, but mortality is like a psycho, Nazi, skinhead gang at your heels, isn't it? You have the mortality panic in your eyes.
You see, this footage is all wrong. It's wrong.
This is what you asked for.
No, I know. But you know what would work better than this? The footage of the burn victims from Hiroshima. Have you ever seen that? You see, this story isn't about the marvels of science. This story is about death. The story is about hell, about the inferno. The story is about burning human flesh. Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
Is there some kind of sexual attraction? Here.
Yes.
You know, I know there's an age difference, but the fact that I had an affair with your mother a number of years ago and this attraction, I find that kind of interesting. Do you think that's crazy and horrible?
Slightly perverse, but not crazy and horrible.
Really? Oh, God. Yeah.
Your ex-wife is downstairs.
Oh, no.
I was shopping nearby. I thought I'd say hello. You look tired.
Well, I'm working on a big story.
Is it interesting?
Well, after a while, they're all about the same thing.
Death.
You're still happy?
Of course.
You know, this place where you and your new husband go, off North Carolina, I read the other day that microbes wash up on the beach and you can breathe them in and they'll kill you faster than botulism. But you're still happy.
Are you still so obsessed with your own unhappiness? That's why our marriage broke up. You had to find some terror lurking in every corner of your existence. It was just a matter of time before you found it in me. Why did you marry me in the first place?
You tan beautifully.
And now tanning kills us, right?
That's it. That's the change. Tanning kills us now.